most dangerous man is the one who never learned who he really was. You don't know yourself. Not really. You think you do. You think you know what you want, what makes you angry, what drives you, but you don't. Because if you did, you'd already have peace. You'd already have power. You'd already know which battles are worth fighting and which ones aren't. Most men walk through life like shadows of who they could have been. They chase after status, women, money, validation. They react to everything. They fight meaningless wars. And then, years later, divorced, tired, regretful, they whisper one brutal truth. I wish I'd understood myself sooner. There's something ancient that could have saved them, a knowledge buried under centuries of blood, silence, and power. It wasn't written by a guru. It wasn't made for YouTube. It came from a man who mastered war by learning how to avoid it. His name was Sun Tzu, and his lessons weren't just for generals. They were for men like you, men with families, men with enemies, men trying to survive in a world that punishes softness and rewards strategy. If you're ready, I'll show you how to never lose another battle again. Not by becoming violent, but by becoming dangerous. Dangerous in your awareness, dangerous in your silence, dangerous in your restraint. Before we begin, if this kind of knowledge speaks to something deep inside you, if you're tired of the shallow advice and ready for something deeper, older, stronger, subscribe to the channel, support what we're building here so we can keep making content that actually helps you evolve, not just cope. Now take a breath. Let's enter the mind of a strategist and rediscover the man you were meant to be. Or be used by those who do. Know yourself and you will win all battles. Sun Tzu never raised a sword without first understanding the battlefield. But here's what most men never realize. Your first battlefield is your own mind. If you don't know what truly motivates you, you'll be manipulated by what scares you. If you don't know your values, you'll follow whoever speaks the loudest. If you don't understand your pain, you'll run from discomfort and into the arms of distraction, addiction, failure. Most men wake up, go to work, survive the day, numb the night, and think that's normal. It's not normal. It's programming. The question is, who programmed you? Every fight you've picked with your partner, every deal you walked away from, every time you stayed silent when you should have spoken. It all came from what's unresolved inside you. The difference between a man who reacts and a man who moves with precision is self-awareness. Sun Tzu won wars without lifting a blade. You can win your life the same way. But it starts by facing the parts of yourself you've been avoiding for years. Start here. Write a letter to your future self at age 60. Ask, what will you regret if I don't change today? Take 5 days. Every night, answer this in a journal. What made me feel small today, and why did I allow it? Think of the last 3 conflicts in your life. What was your role in starting them, even if it was silent? Knowing yourself isn't therapy, it's war preparation. Because the man who truly understands his fears, his desires, and his habits becomes unshakable. Know the other before you need to defend against them. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. We live in a world that rewards empathy with power, not the soft, emotional empathy that weakens resolve, but the sharp, strategic kind. The kind that asks, what is this person really afraid of? What are they hiding behind their confidence? What does their silence say louder than their words? Whether you're in a business negotiation, a marriage argument, or a courtroom fight, you win when you see through people, not when you overpower them. But most men are too focused on defending themselves to read what's happening on the other side. You can't see clearly. You can't see clearly when your ego is wounded. And if you can't see clearly, you lose. Sun Tzu knew the ultimate weapon wasn't a sword. It was perspective. Try this next time. Before any difficult conversation, sit down and write a page from the other person's point of view. What do they want? What do they fear losing? In meetings or arguments, stop listening to respond. Start listening to observe patterns, tone, body language, hesitation. Ask, what would I do if I were them? Not to mimic them, but to outmaneuver them. You don't dominate people by raising your voice. You dominate by understanding their blueprint. Because once you understand what someone truly wants, you can guide every outcome without them even realizing it. Win without fighting, the highest skill a man can possess. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. Sun Tzu's greatest gift wasn't his victories, it was the battles he never needed to fight. You think being tough means showing strength, but real strength? It's walking away from a worthless war. How many arguments have you wasted your energy on that led nowhere? How many promotions have you chased only to hate the job when you got it? How many women have you tried to win only to lose yourself in the process? The man who fights every fight is a slave to his emotions, but the man who only moves when it serves him, he is a king. Sun Tzu teaches us the elegance of stillness, the kind of power that builds in silence and strikes only when necessary. Not out of fear, but out of design. Try this. Every time you feel provoked, ask, is this a war or just my ego looking for one? Refuse to argue with people who can't offer value, only feedback. Practice what I call strategic withdrawal, deliberately letting someone else believe they've won a petty argument so you can win a more important game later. Winning doesn't always look like victory. Sometimes it looks like letting others defeat themselves while you grow quietly. Chaos is not the end, it's the beginning. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. What if I told you that your biggest heartbreak, your worst mistake, the failure that still haunts you, was the best thing that ever happened to you? You just haven't mined it for gold yet. Sun Tzu believed that when everything falls apart, a window opens for those who are calm enough to see it. When you're fired, betrayed, broken, don't ask, why me? Ask, what door does this open? Life isn't punishing you, it's testing your readiness. Men who thrive in chaos are not lucky. They're trained. They've rehearsed the mindset. Nothing is random, everything is information. Use this. When failure hits, write down 3 wins you gained from it. It could be insight, clarity, new relationships, or even just toughness. Keep a chaos journal, a place to record every disaster that later led to something good. Read it when you feel like giving up. Tell yourself, every time the world shakes, this is not the end of something. This is the start of a better version of me. Because real opportunity never shows up dressed like success. It looks like collapse, and it waits for men with eyes sharp enough to see through the dust. You've made it this far. That means something inside you refuses to stay asleep. Good. Stay with us. This is only the beginning. In part 2, we'll go deeper into when to move, when to wait, and how timing, not talent, defines your power. But before you go, here's your question of the day. If a friend humiliates you in front of others, what do? A. Respond instantly to defend yourself. B. Wait, observe, and choose the moment to act later. Comment below, A or B. Let me see what kind of warrior you are. And remember, subscribe, because power doesn't come to those who hope for it. It comes to those who prepare.